All right, what is up everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. If you guys are new here, my name's Chris, and today I'm actually really excited to be creating this video because I get to talk about my two current favorite obsessions, running and content creation. Currently in my life, I am uploading YouTube videos and Instagram content weekly, and I'm also 3 weeks into an 18-week marathon prep. I'm running a marathon in October, so I figured since I'm creating content pretty much every single day and running almost every single day, I would share with you guys my content creation and running essentials that help make my life just that much easier to run and create content consistently. Now, these are just the things that I find helpful for creating content and running for me. There are tons of options out there, especially for content creation when you're looking at cameras, and especially for running when you're looking at all the different shoes that you could use. But these are just the things that I find super helpful that have allowed me to excel and succeed in content creation and running. Everything will be linked down below, and I hope you guys enjoy what I find useful for me. Also, I'm keeping this video really minimum, so if you see the lighting going up and down, it's because I'm not using any sort of light. This is just sunlight coming into my apartment. So let's start off with content creation. I have been able to condense my content creation down to like the bare minimum, and I'm actually pretty proud of it because I feel like a lot of people go overboard when they're creating content, and I just feel like I've streamlined it just a little bit. My main camera of choice is the Sony ZV-E1. This camera is the GOAT of all cameras. It's pretty much an FX3, just slimmed down and tailored for content creation. Any sort of cinematic shots or any sort of A-roll that I'm filming, I'm using this camera. And on this camera, I keep the 16-35 f2.8 lens on it. This lens is literally a dream lens of mine. Every single content creator that I watched growing up had a 16-35 zoom with a really nice camera, and I feel very accomplished and proud to have a setup like this. I also keep a 1/4 Promus filter on this lens that just helps make the highlights super subtle, and honestly, this camera setup makes anything that I film just look so cinematic. For audio, I only use one mic, and it's the Hollyland Lark M2 mic. You're hearing it right now is this little small thing on my shirt, and it's the best mic that I've ever used. I completely stopped using a shotgun mic on my camera just because this mic is so convenient. I was able to work with Hollyland to get this mic, and that being said, they're not paying me for this, but this mic, literally it's the best mic in the world. I've been able to make this mic sound so good compared to a lot of my other expensive mics that I own, like the Shure SM7B and the Rode Pod mic. Both those mics are hundreds of dollars, and this I just keep going back to over and over again because the sound quality is absolutely insane. It's convenient, and it's so small that no one ever sees that I'm wearing it unless I point it out. The next thing on my list is the DJI Pocket 3. This thing is an absolute beast of a camera. Pretty much I use this camera for two things. If I'm out and about and I just don't want to lug around this larger camera, I'm bringing this thing with me, and primarily I use this to capture my runs. So I like how small this is. I can put it in my pocket. I can put it in a running vest that I have that I'll be talking about here soon. And this thing is crazy. It's so small. It captures 10-bit log footage so I can manipulate the colors in post. And honestly, if I didn't need a mirrorless camera and if I wasn't such a camera enthusiast, I would sell this camera and I would only use this camera to create content because it's that good. Now, to edit all the footage that I shoot with my ZV-E1 and the DJI Pocket 3, I use the MacBook Pro 14-inch from 2021. This is the base model, and I've had this since the release date, and this computer still continues to blow me away. I have never had this computer fail on me. It edits all my 4K footage. I've put some pretty intense edits on it too as well. The fans never kick on. Honestly, this computer if you need a really good editing computer, you can find this for rather cheap compared to the newer models that Apple has created. But I love this computer. I don't need to upgrade anytime soon unless this thing shits the bed. Lastly, I like to keep notebooks on me. So I like to keep this pocket-sized notebook on me pretty much everywhere that I go. I keep it in my work backpack, so when I'm at work and I think of ideas, I write it down. If I am out and about and I just want to have a notebook with me, I'm bringing this. I went and got my oil change yesterday. I brought this notebook and literally sketched out this whole video in here. I'm a big fan of putting my ideas on paper because I feel like I remember them more rather than typing them out. And these two notebooks are great. I forget the brands off the top of my head for these, but I will link them down below. And I also like to have a nice pen on me too as well. I forget where this pen is, but I like a nice heavy pen, something that just feels good to write in, because I feel like when I'm writing in a notebook with a nice pen and a nice notebook, I just feel more inspired. And that is pretty much my content creation kit right there. I keep it very minimal, and I feel like the more pieces you add to creating videos, the more you overthink. And I already overthink things to the max, so I don't need to add in really anything else. If I really wanted to get specific about everything that I use, I have a tripod. I have a small tripod that I bring with me too as well. And I also have a main key light that I have sitting at my desk. So that is pretty much everything that I use for content creation. And I feel like I've slimmed it down so much. It's the GOAT setup, and I highly suggest everything on this list. All right, now that content creation is aside, let's talk about my running essentials. I've made a lot of running videos on this channel recently, so if you're interested in running at all, I suggest go back and watch the past like 3 or 4 videos. They're all about running, and they're cinematic too as well. So since I am currently training for a marathon, let's talk about the shoes that I'm using currently. Now, my current shoe that I'm using for 90% of my runs is the Nike Infinity Run 4. I really enjoy this shoe. I've had 2 pairs of Hokas, and I didn't really care for those that much. These are great. I'm using these for all my long runs and my speed work currently. I did have a pair of Hoka Carbon X3s, but I had to send that back because the carbon plate ended up cracking inside, so I was pretty upset with that. That's why I don't really like Hokas. But this shoe is great. It's not really a fast shoe. It's more of a cushion trainer for those easy and long runs, and I really enjoy this shoe. Now, this shoe is actually on the way out of my rotation because I've had this for 4 or 5 months, put on around 200, 250 miles on it. And I think my next shoe, or I know that my next shoe, because I already ordered it, is gonna be the New Balance 1080 V13. So I'll probably do some sort of content on that either here or on my Instagram, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Now, the best investment that I've made in my running career is the Coros Pace 3. This watch replaced my Apple Watch, and I'm absolutely in love with it. I've done some in-depth reviews on this watch on my channel, so make sure you go and check those out. But the reason why I love this watch so much is because it's pretty much training me throughout my whole marathon prep. Pretty much what I've done is I use an app called Runna. It created a custom marathon workout for me, and I have it synced with my watch. So I'm currently running Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And pretty much all I have to do is hit start, and my watch coaches me through the whole thing. It tells me if I'm going too fast, it lets me know if I'm going too slow, and it just allows me to map out my runs as well with the Coros app. And it's just a streamlined way of preparing for a marathon. I truly enjoy this watch, and without it, I think I would be struggling to train for my marathon. Now let's talk about headphones. For the past 2 years, I've used one set of headphones for pretty much all of my workouts, and they were over-the-ear Sony headphones. I forget the model, but they were absolutely great. I love the sound quality of them. But the problem is, it is 80 degrees outside, and I want something lightweight. Now, I've tried Apple AirPods, I've tried the Nothing headphones, and they just don't feel great, especially when you're running for 2 to 3 hours. So I did some searching and I came across these Shokz headphones. These headphones are absolutely insane. However, you're not buying them for the sound quality. The sound quality on these is a 6 out of 10. Nothing to rave about. But the reason why you buy something like this for running is because they are bone conduction headphones. Pretty much they don't sit in your ear, they sit on the outside and project the music in through the bone. What's so great about these, and the reason why I like it, is because they're so lightweight, and two, it allows me to hear the things around me while still being able to enjoy the music or the audiobook that I'm listening to while running. I live in a city and there's always constant random things going on around me, whether it be cars flying by, someone running around me on a bike, not to mention just the craziness of living in a city. I like to know my surroundings and also enjoy my run. So I've found these to be very helpful. I love them so much, and I've had them for about a week and I've been using them consistently for all my workouts. I highly suggest these, especially if you're a runner. Now, when you're running outside, especially in the summer months that are coming up, you need a nice pair of sunglasses. Now, I feel like the running culture right now is all about the brands, all about the hype running brands, and everyone, I feel like, is falling into the trap of them, spending tons of money on shorts, clothing, and sunglasses. And I almost fell into that trap too. I wanted a nice pair of sunglasses. I started looking at all the brands out there, especially all my favorite runners and what they were wearing. And I just didn't want to spend $150 on a pair of nice sunglasses. So you wanna know what I did? I went to TJ Maxx and I found a pair for $15. I don't even know what this brand is. Hurley, I think it is. They're polarized, 15 bucks, and dude, they work absolutely great. There's nothing that these $15 sunglasses are doing worse or better at than the $150 pair that I would have bought from like Nike, Oakley, 100%, anything like that. These are great. I'm gonna be rocking them all summer, and they're sunglasses. Pretty much, if you don't want to spend that type of money, just look locally. You'll find something for cheaper, I promise. Now, since I am documenting and filming a lot of content about running, I wanted something that I'm able to carry things with me. There's a lot of shorts out there that have the foam pocket in, which I absolutely love. My favorite pair of running shorts, if you guys are wondering, are the ASRV shorts. I love them because they have a side pocket on both legs, so it allows me to keep my phone and my keys and some gels in my pocket. But on those runs where I want to carry a little bit more, especially if I want to carry my DJI Pocket 3, I invested in a running vest. Now, this running vest looks similar to a lot on the market. I feel like currently the most hype running vest that you can buy is from ASRV. The problem is that thing is like $100 to just carry some extra things on you. So I went to Amazon and I was able to find pretty much the exact same running vest for like 30 bucks. And this thing is absolutely great. It allows me to carry my camera, some extra things on me, and for $30, I don't feel bad spending the money on this. I would have felt terrible if I spent $80 on the ASRV one. So super cheap, super nice. I highly recommend this, especially if you want to carry more things on your runs. Lastly, here to wrap up my essentials for running is supplements. I feel like one thing that kind of set me back the last time I started training for a marathon is I wasn't using the correct supplements and I was very dehydrated. So if you're into running, then you probably know about BPN's supplements. Nick Bear is the owner of that fantastic channel. If you guys don't know who he is, I'm sure you do if you're watching this. On BPN's website, they have a endurance supplement package, and it pretty much comes with these 3 things here: electrolytes, Go gels, and Go One More Sport. Pretty much I am drinking these electrolytes on almost all my runs, and I'm also taking this every single morning too as well to keep me hydrated. The Go gels will be probably the gels that I use for my marathon. I haven't tried these yet because I haven't hit those long distances yet in my training prep for me to use these. But next Saturday on my long run, I have like 8 or 9 miles. So I will be using one of these for sure. And then this Go One More Sport is pretty cool. Pretty much what this is a supplement that feeds you carbs. Pretty much when you're on those long runs, you're burning tons of carbs, and this just replenishes it for you. So when I am going on those 15, 16 mile training runs, I will have this in my water bottle, sipping on it throughout my run. Now that is all of my daily essentials for content creation and running. Again, these are just the things that I have found to be helpful for me. I feel like there's a lot of knowledge out there, and there's a lot of content creators out there who are just trying to sell you on everything that they use because brands are paying them for it. And one thing I like to pride myself on is I'm just a normal dude, less than 1,000 subscribers, out there trying to improve himself, trying to chase hard things and level up in life. And these are just the things that have been helpful for me, so I figured I would share them with the internet. So if you enjoyed this video at all, please hit the like button, please hit the subscribe button. I plan to continue uploading weekly videos, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. That is linked down below. Pretty much I document every single run and other things that I can't quickly document on YouTube on there. So if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.